so that they actually don't get to Horn away, they don't get to Solar Guardian away.
Yeah.
I think that is probably the play that Aurora can make here, because Timbersaw is completely happy with extending the lane into Spectre, and Gyro is one of the better heroes to use Gate and put pressure on Spectre as well. So I think if Aurora is able to put that image out and put a lot of pressure on the Spectre lane, all of a sudden, is the DK going to TP down to help Spectre? Probably not. Is the Magnus going to do so? Probably not.
Probably not.
They're going to be like, okay, this is space for me, I'm going to hit creeps. So if that happens, what does the Spectre do? Probably nothing much.
That is a very good point, and if Aurora is able to do that, I think that could just lead them towards that W in this first game. So I think it all comes down to execution, right? We'll have to wait a couple minutes into the laning stage to see how do the plans unfold for both of these two. But I, for one, I'm really excited about this particular matchup here. I think you were already hyping it up yesterday, that if both of these two teams win their first series, they're going to be facing off against each other already in the upper bracket semifinals, and that's what we have right here. So I, for one, I'm excited to watch this match unfold.
Yeah, I also want to say that Aurora, I feel like there have been... I feel like Talon has been the nemesis for the last couple of qualifiers. Okay, hold that thought, because Joachim is in deep trouble here.
That is a first blood right there. Just a big barrage into the blood grenade, and Oli does slow down WS enough. He is going to have to teleport all the way to the tower, but that does not mean a good start for Talon. Having their Phoenix low, losing a hero, and the Mag forcing out a couple tangos already at the start of the laning stage.
I really like this for Aurora. I feel like they have to have the aggressive mindset in this game, because Talon is running a very classic mid-game oriented lineup with a lot of team fights and scaling. So they are not gonna be strong in the early game. And Aurora Hero are super strong in putting pressure. Gyro, fast carry, Timbersaw, fast off lane. I think this is where they want to just dictate the pace and be like, alright, you need to adapt to our pace, you need to adapt to our speed, instead of letting Talon just run around freely hitting creeps.
And that is a good way to also kind of knock the wind out of your opponent, right? Because you're playing into your strat, and the opponent is then reacting instead of dictating the pace.
Exactly. Also, I wanted to build on my thought just now, is that I feel like Aurora, the Talon has been gatekeeping them for a couple of qualifiers now, and they have been also forced to make roster adjustments, right? We have seen a couple of player changes from Aurora in the past few months. They removed Oli and then brought him back. So I think this is where like Aurora, it feels like they really want to just break this nemesis and break Talon. And if this doesn't go well, I feel like the players might just think to themselves, are we going through another roster change, you know?
Yeah.
But of course, they're not gonna play with this kind of mindset in the back of their head, hopefully. But still, something that, you know, happens, might be hard for
it's a
them
min-max game, right? So you got to push every little bit to the limit. So that might end up having some consequences as well, even if you don't want to think about them too much. Yeah, we already saw some pulling shenanigans going on in the bottom lane with the Lich and the Tusk taking the creep wave for a bit of a walk. Finally getting the connections out there, so Magnus able to get his level 2, maybe even all the way to his level 3. Cuckoo having the same issue there, having to challenge the Lion constantly on the pulls. Well, WS, again, just gonna have to start soaking up some hits. He's not really looking forward to playing this laning matchup with the Gyro and the Lich.
Yeah, they're just looking to survive right now, just trying to get whatever they can have. It's just that whenever you're doing this, you are not stopping Gyrocopter from farming. And I think that is very, very good news for Aurora, because they definitely need this Gyro to kind of amp up the speed of the game a little bit more.
Yeah.
Like we say, right, the potential gameplay that he might make, I think these are very, very good sequences for him leading into deck play, because he's getting uncontested right now. Level 3, pretty healthy in status and XP also.
Yeah, there is one thing that really irritates playing like on a Radiant side carry, is the Dire offlaner and that hard camp. If that is open and they're able to stack it and use the stacking to pull, there are some heroes that have difficulties challenging those stacks. Gyrocopter is not actually one of those, but there are heroes like PA, for example, just watching his enemy creep wave die to the neutral camp over and over and over again, and you're kind of just forced to, well, I guess I have to suffice with the easy camp, and you start falling behind in net worth. So if Talon is able to hold on to that hard camp and try to keep the Lich and the Gyrocopter at bay, could be very useful for this mag to not only get a big spike in levels, but slow down this Gyrocopter as much as possible. But it's something that really drives some carry players mad, seeing their creep wave that they're about to farm getting destroyed by a neutral camp.
As a post 5, I feel like when that happens, it's kind of always the, the carry will be looking at the post 5, yo, what is happening?
Yeah, he's giving the evil eye.
Yeah.
Shouldn't
and I
you
can
be over
feel
there?
Like the mat is, kind of directed to me.
Oh, well, the really clutch Sinister Gaze right there. Didn't take too long for Oli to land it, and he was so patient with that too.
Yeah, I can feel like his finger is already on E, like he's so ready for that play. Because that was instant. That was instant.
Not sure if that's Palos' way of saying something towards Jokum and WS, but already finding 2 kills. The first blood, and now in the lane itself as well. Gyro topping net worth, thanks to these kills.
Yeah, really early kills. But his career is dead again. I think this is the back-to-back deaths of his career right now. So, despite having all the net worth from him, he is actually not rich. Like, the gold are in the bank.
Yeah. Dead
not
worth.
in his pocket.
Can't allow that courier to die again if he does want his Falcon Blade at some point. That is Oli and Natsumi both being traded here in the top lane, and Q to follow. Huku bringing up the double kill here with the Phoenix.
Okay, so they did try to make the game play, right? But this time around they only brought Lich. I would say some teams, they like to rotate double heroes. Like for example, if you think about Gaimin with the Ratio back then, they would be doing this game together as 2. And then you all of a sudden have like 4v2 on top lane. But this time around they only brought Lich, and Lich was punished by it, so wasn't too effective to their favor. And they also lost the biggest timing, which is the catapult. Didn't manage to get too much power damage in. Reset Aurora.
Also the early usage of the Dragon form from Mikoto. Start to do some chip damage towards that T1 tower. Much stronger than the corrosive dragon version we had at the start of the Facet patch. People were focusing on the poison side above anything else because, I mean, that was kind of giga busted. And then they found out, oh wait, this untouched Facet is even better.
Yeah, it's funny how they nerfed the green facet of DK so quickly, but then for the red facet they have not touched it for so long.
Nope.
Like,
it's
just like Ice Rock, all of a sudden he went on a really long vacation.
With the 3.7e patch, we were making a bit of an inside joke with our friends. I think one of the devs got it wrong, nerfing WK instead of DK. Because they're like, why is Wraith King getting nerfed? Come on.
The unplayed hero. I like what Talon is doing though. They are Mikoto is putting a lot of pressure. So this is a bit like a natural synergy, right? You have this DK just naturally putting pressure on mid tower, and because of it, the 2 supports of Aurora are being distracted to the mid lane. They try to stop this DK. As you can see, Q is around here. So when this is happening, who is the biggest beneficiary? I would say Spectre is the one benefiting from this a lot.
A lot of attention being drawn away from him. He's pretty happy with what's happening. Jokum standing right next to an AED rune, thinks like it's going to be Abed to secure this one. Nicely dodges that. That was pixel perfect with the snowball, but Jokum, I don't think he should be walking away out of this one. So did I, says Abed as he takes down Jokum. But yeah, they even brought the Gyrocopter to take a piece of this action.
Yeah, I think you can feel like Palos, he understands that he needs to speed the game up. That's why he's just like TPing down preemptively to be ready for a potential response here coming out from Talon. But Talon didn't give them that because Magnus, he wants to hit creeps.
Radiant's bottom
Cuckoo
tower
is
under
having
attack.
really high level actually,
Radiant's
5.5.
structures are fortified.
Thanks to the double kill that he got earlier.
We're also getting closer to the, well, we have level 6 up on the Spectre. Of course, he doesn't need to constantly use it off cooldown, but if there is a target that they can find,
Dire's top tower.
I don't think Aurora is going to give them that easily, as we can hear the reality. Jumping in and back, but as you can see, there's instant reinforcements, so Spectre has to back out, and so does Mikoto and the boys.
That was such a good poke coming out from Natsumi. Just instantly getting back to his own place, knowing that okay, I'm just doing this to force some direction. Mikoto, is he going to continue pushing though?
Ooh, I mean, with these 4 heroes, maybe it's enough to kill the DK. He's tanky for sure, but it's 4. Okay, make it 5. Palos is also here, and they're going to chase Jokum, and this is truly a statement to Talon. We are ready to fight. Are you?
There was a clutch silence coming out from Puck. He read that Jokum is running his life into the DK, trying to snowball save him, but I bet with the clutch silence,
Can I get a third? Cuckoo?
he's going to go for it, isn't he? Oh!
Oh, but
He
got it. Got it with the orb.
End of the orb. Okay. Interesting.
Radiant's top
Well,
tower
that's
is under
something.
attack.
There's also a tier 1 token. I think that was pinged by Natsumi as well, as Phoenix got killed. One good thing of having your Spectre in your team is that he's watching every single engagement to see if there's something he can jump on. Should be able to recover that.
Dire's middle tower
Nice
is
face for
under
Aurora. Playing stacked, playing together, still farming the map. And look at the net worth on these 3 heroes. They're all coming out with shining colors from the laning stage.
I do want to comment on how calm Talon has been though. Like, cause for example, Aurora, they're pushing, or they're bringing numbers in, right? They are obviously hoping for bigger fights, but Talon, they are reading them pretty well. They are not giving them the big fights that Palos would love to have. Because Palos has made twice in the Really didn't really get something huge.
Yeah, they even just as you were saying about that they're being very calm. Natsumi is the one to jump in for a quick assist onto Oli. They had the gyrocopter rotating through the twin gate, hoping that they could kill the Spectre and help push down the tower with the timber. So they only got the T1. They did lose the Lich down in mid, and also their mid T1 seems to be falling here for Cuckoo and Mikoto.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Okay, I feel like so far so good for both sides. I think both sides are kind of playing to the pace that their draft would love to be playing on. It's just that Aurora, of course, they would love to be getting a little bit more from all this like early aggression. So
Ping and Mikoto.
just he has to blink. So
I think Hugh's gonna have to start with the Hex next time around.
true that. I feel like we see this a lot, right, from Lion players. A lot of time, the first time they will be, you know, trying to go with the stun first, and then they realize that okay, maybe I should start with the Hex. Because they've buffed the Hex range for a couple of times.
They
now.
have.
It's actually not the shorter one that we thought.
So we're skipping Blade Mail. We're going straight Orchid here. Talon.
Okay.
They're gonna have to make this Orchid work, and it definitely will. If you find the Puck, the Puck is dead meat at that point. So this is a very scary item reveal, and he's doing the jungle, while the rest of his squad are going for a bit of a jungle wraparound. There's nobody here, except the Puck orb is flying about. Not sure if they saw it in the fog. And they're actually trying to make a move towards the Spectre, so they have the Magnus in between, working as a bit of a bodyguard on the minimap. He's able to dodge this one as Palos reveals himself at the creep wave.
Abed is reading this really well as well. Like, he's not going for the mid waves. He knows that, okay, this feels a little bit fishy. He probably understands that, okay, it's about time DK gets his dagger. So, probably making a move on me since DK is not showing at all. And I think his read is completely correct as Mikoto showing his dagger reveal on the bottom lane for this tower.
It's a pretty solid Mage Slayer game as well, so he's going for the Blink and the MS up on this DK. I really like this build from both the offlane position, but I think playing it as a mid, get to those items really quickly. You're kind of uncontested when it comes to farm, as we've got the Lich dying. Natsumi gets his first usage of the Orchid, leaving a Lich completely defenseless. Nice dodge there from Mikoto. Wasn't quite caught by the Lion, but unable to find himself a follow-up for the rest of the team.
This is gonna be where the two supports of Aurora probably they will be feeling a little bit stressed walking on the map, because as long as you are getting caught by one ops, you could just get solo killed by Spectre in a matter of seconds. So it's not easy to be walking around on the map by yourself right now. And that also means that you might have to tag along another support, you might have to tag along another core, which in results may hinder your XP development. You might be staying on low HP, might not be hitting enough creeps. So that's the kind of pressure that a Spectre would be able to bring to a team.
Radiant are scanning.
Talon,
about to
another
run
smoke.
out here. Mikoto hoping to find someone here. Pops his dragon form early. They won't catch the Lich, but they might be able to catch the Timber Saw jabs. Well, the Phoenix kind of spoils the smoke here, so now nobody's definitely not showing. But he wants to force them to defend that tower and maybe open up a play somewhere else. Oh yes, is still smoked with his own blink and the RP ready.
It's incredible how patient and careful Aurora has been with the mid waves, because the mid waves have constantly been being pushed into Aurora's face, but then they understand that okay, this is like the best place for DK to jump me, so they haven't been just like showing face at all for the mid wave. It has just been cool pushing in, and then Aurora just naturally waiting for the good wave to reach and get to and farm it safely. So very good read coming from Aurora, I would say. But that's the thing though. I do feel like they should be in the position where they are the predator, but then now they are kind of the prey.
There's so much
And
mind games going on in this game. Like it's like you can see from Q, like there's a lot of defensive posturing. Then before, just maybe 5-6 minutes ago, there were 5 manning around the map.
And that's just like how beautiful Dota is, right? Imagine if those 5 men were to result in the better reward for Aurora. They might have just gotten what it need to like totally accelerate the game, but because the Talon, they remain calm. They understood that we are playing a 3-4 lineup. We don't want to react so much. We want to just be like calm, pushing waves, hitting creeps. They didn't give Aurora that kind of breakthrough opportunity, and so Aurora's games just silently getting slowed down when there's nothing happening. So, and also of course like tapping into the natural threat that Spectre is able to give to your team. It just feels like Aurora hard for them to make any aggressions right now until they have their BKBs.
It feels like the safer route, right? Make sure that you have your defensive items ready for a bigger engagement to come, because it makes it all so much easier to play versus the Spectre. Can't really leave anybody undefended. Ollie is under vision of the Spectre to potentially jump him, so Tusk is on his way. But there's a gyrocopter also around. That's a pretty cheeky ward placement, right? Because it's right outside of that sentry. They don't know about the vision, and now Palos has revealed himself. Instant TPs, and there is Natsumi, joined by Jokum, and that is a big kill. All because they thought they had that area dewarded.
Yeah, you rarely see a defensive ops like that.
And there's the RP as well, catching the puck, but there's a nice stun from the back by Q, buying a bit of time for Abed. Can he escape? Has the Yules ready, frozen the orb, and jumping away. There's the snowball. He's got all the spells on cooldown. I don't think the puck's making it out. Jokum takes him down with a Walrus Punch.
Alright, they're just bringing more numbers right now. That was already a very good defensive play coming out from Q. He read that and instantly helped Puck with the stun, but unfortunately Puck's phase shift is a little bit too low level, only level 2. If he had more levels, he might be able to make it out. But nevertheless, good moves coming out from Talon right now. They understand that they are stronger than Aurora, and they also feel like Aurora, okay, you know, we all know Aurora, they like to play slow.
Yeah.
They like to bring games into the late game, so let's make the move on them. And that is exactly what Talon is doing.
And they definitely got really unlucky with that that D ward as well, because that ward was just showing that, well, I can't find an ops here. You can probably farm this camp, and the moment Palos shows and they have people coming in, it's a sealed deal. And now also getting rid of the other sentries from the area as well, making sure that Aurora doesn't have any vision in the area.
Radiant are scanning.
As indicated with the sentry down there on the ground. Aurora will attempt the smoke here with Q, Ollie, and Palos. We'll bring in Abed for this too. They're potentially finding bottom. I think they saw Mikoto. He's very deep in, but he does have... Let's pretend we didn't see that.
Because they didn't see Mikoto too. Oh, Mikoto playing with fire. Oh my god.
Yules. Oh! Okay, maybe it all pays off in the end, right? Because now there's people TPing in. Q shows up. And just like that, I can miss a coil. Nobody saw it. Mikoto's still dead.
Haters would say that he missed his point, but truthfully, if you think about it, he made it out with the Yos. So good job, Abed. That was a very important kill nonetheless. Very important kill because DK all of a sudden, right, that he's the one.
Oh.
Okay, never mind.
Instant response.
Sorry, yeah, that was a good observer coming out from Talon.
Goop with the TP out, but that's also cancelled by Abed. This defensive item for the puck is now actually giving them 2 kills in a row. So that works.
That is definitely working. Okay, this is where Aurora is getting a little bit stronger now. They have their BKB timing on Timbersaw. I assume that Gyro's BKB is probably about to be done as well. Yep, he has it. So if they want to be slightly more aggressive, I think this is where they have the tools. It's just about finding the right kind of openings for them. Because they really don't have the best initiation. Lion went for the Ghost Scepter instead of Dagger. Didn't have the best early game for the early Dagger, so Aurora might not be the easiest for them to make something happen, so let's see.
Be the Ice Spire picked up for the Lich over the Tormentor. Talon looked to do exactly the same. I wonder if we're gonna get a Orchid Manta build-up on this Spectre. Because that is something that, one, with the Manta, you get Roche potential really quickly. That Desolate damage does stack on Roshan. Yep, that's what we have in his inventory right now. Building towards the Scotty and then the BKB. I really like the Scotty pickup here versus the Timber and the Gyrocopters. WS has found himself a puck, and Natsumi does not hesitate.
I like that WS is not hesitating to just blow up his RP on one single core kill. Because I think that he knows, you know, the more pickoffs I do, the better it is for my DK to eventually get to the point where he can be the secondary carry besides the Spectre. The Spectre is not going to carry this game by himself. Eventually you need someone to hit towers, right? So DK is going to be the one for you.
Yeah.
WS playing super active, I love this. I think a lot of Magnus, they would just like keep farming, they will be so stingy with their RP.
It's pretty risky here. Aurora actually want to take this fight with 2 heroes down.
3v5.
It's all of them 3 just remaining. They're going straight for the egg, which they will be able to destroy just in time. WS trying to hunt down Q. It looks like now they're stacking around Palos. Puck is coming in though. They've got the kill on Palos. And now Abez TP'd in. He's throwing in the coil. Make sure that this Magnus has no escape. And Spectre in trouble. Gets fingered as well. But this might still be him going down. Mikoto trying to help out. The next teleport's going to be the Lich. And now Mikoto, you got to make a run for it. Abed slowing him down. Jabs is on the chase. He might be tanky, but he won't be tanky for long, especially with that Timber Saw nearby. And there's the Chain Frost, and Mikoto trying to TP out, but no such luck. I don't know how Aurora still has the perseverance to win a fight that they started 3 versus 5 originally.
Yeah, that was just very good.
Magical.
Aurora. Yeah. It takes some balls to make this kind of decision, but they made it. I think they're right that, okay, we have outposts there, you know, and we are responding soon. So let's take the fight. Let's buy some time for us when you have your BKB on. There was 2 9 seconds BKB coming out from Team Perso and Gyro. And they were managed to bring down the egg first and then take a long fight, which eventually, that was a fight without RP as well, right? So they knew it. Without RP, without the sun, without the egg, it's gonna be a good fight for them. And sometimes you just need to take a bit of risk like that to to even up the game again, and I would say Aurora definitely successfully even up the game right now with that fight.
The fights were lasting just long enough so that they can get their reinforcements back into play. Now Aurora go with that 3-man smoke. Well, I think they might have just shown themselves to that Tusk illusion. Bit hasty on the fingers there with the Whirling Death.
Dire are scanning. Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A bit of traffic down the top lane, even if Aurora is cutting down mid, hoping to catch the DK off guard maybe. But it's Jokum who runs into them first. So the Tusk is the one to die and gank, or tank the gank, more to say. So that actually saves the DK's life, because if they kept on going forward, they would have ran into Mikoto. Meanwhile, a Spectre ulti onto the Gyro, I think, as Gyro was dropping quite rapidly. But he will survive this attempt.
It did force his BKB though, so that is still a pretty good win for the side of Talon. If they wish to make something happen, I think this is a very good window for them to do it. They just freshly picked up the BKB as well, so DK is gonna have a defensive item against Timbersaw, which is very important.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
My biggest question is, how do you deal with the Timbersaw BKB Aghanim's timing right now? Because you can't use that. You can't press use on the BKB. You can't dispel the barrier off until the BKB is aware of. So I think that might be a very big problem for Talon to deal with right now. Timbersaw is a little bit undealt with.
Heals can be a bit tricky to get out. It's not like we're playing against a Storm Spirit, where one of the most interesting BKB Yules interactions in the game. If your BKB runs out where you're zapping, you just end up Yules the moment your BKB runs out. A bit more straightforward here. This Aegis for Natsumi. Killing Roshan really doesn't take a long time with that Manta, so Aurora, they're late for this one. And they might even have to fight this one out. Because they do have good vision, and they definitely have the power to take down heroes. It looks like Talon, they're not going to fight it on Aurora's terms. They'll let this one slide.
I really like this decision making from Talon. I feel like a lot of worst team, they would be like, okay guys, they are there, let's take the fight. Just because they are
we're
there.
6v5.
Just because we are 5 of us are here, 5 of us are there, let's take the fight. But top teams, they'll be like, okay guys, let's not fight on their turn, let's fight on our turn. We can always choose when and where to have our fight. And that is exactly what went through Talon's head just now. They didn't want to fight on their turn.
Well, Mikoto's already jumping into the backline. That's the Axe reveal on Jabs. Does have to use his BKB so he doesn't end up getting stunned right away by that rocket. He's still going to get stunned for a moment. Okay, just 0.1 seconds as his BKB runs out. Jabs has gone on a very long, deep chase here onto Mikoto. Puck is also on the side. There's the coil out as well. WS is hoping for them to stack up, but they're not going to give him such an opportunity, and Mikoto is history. Jabs on a godlike spree now with this Timbersaw.
Yeah, it's a pretty fantastic Timbersaw game. We talk about this in the draft, right? There's no obvious answers in the draft from Talon to really deal with this Timbersaw. They probably have to get Nullifier at some point just to deal with the Aghanims. So, and then not to mention as well, like Puck is getting really strong by every minute. You know, when this guy gets Octarine Core, I think that's like really the Puck showtime.
Another Haunt. Or a Shadow Step even in this case. Just a quick jump in, jump out. Neil there's got the RP out as well. And they've caught themselves a Timbersaw. But Jabs is going to be able to pop his Ags. And now he is protected. WS deciding to teleport away. He'll die during that teleport with the Phoenix already gone. And their DK only just now spawns. Natsumi, another TP cancel from Abed. Yes, sir! That's 3 in a row. And Natsumi is done for. Life number 2 will be taken out from him as well. I honestly can't believe how well a Yules has actually paid off in a game as well as it has here.
Sure, yeah.
Radiant's
I think all 3
insane.
times he was able to cancel TP on Horus. The first 2 times I believe he's on
Dire's
DK and then now
bottom tower is under
Spectre.
attack.
Just, yeah, a bet very on point so far. Very on point. Like, even from the early game, right, where he read that DK is making multiple moves on him, and he was able to dodge every one of that, and then to now just like cancelling all these like clutch TPs. Wow, a bet. It's really showing that why he's one of the most sought out mid laners in Southeast Asia.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
4,000 lead here for Aurora. Not the biggest net worth lead, but surely has been a pretty tight game between the two. Really getting a taste of what potentially is to come. With some of the top seeds of this qualifier going up against each other's. It's truly been a very good game one. And it is still completely open. Who's the one to actually take it in the end? Timbersaw dies through his BKB and his Ags, so that is a big streak for the Spectre. Natsumi feeling that money's burning a hole in his pocket.
Wow, that's a 1k goal.
That's
So,
over 1k gold, yeah.
Spectre is probably okay. He got his Ice Guardian now, so he's looking to build into the BKB. Interesting. We don't see a lot of that, but
Very
he probably
defensive.
thinks that yeah, there's a lot of magical damage coming out from Aurora, like Timber, Gyro, Puck, Lion. You do need the BKB to stay alive.
At least he's got the Empower as a bit of a extra damage add. And then the Desolate with his Manta, plus the Orchid that he can then upgrade into a Bloodthorn later on in this game. But
Dire are scanning.
I think you are right. You do kind of need a BKB this game. At least if you want to be in the fights. You can't just be the guy who zips in, zips out. The game is getting to a stage where you actually have to be there for the team. I would be curious if he actually buys his own shard. The double damage dispersion is pretty good. Palos,
Okay.
that was a rapid kill. And the funny thing is, Aurora actually pinged that ward a couple of minutes ago when Tusk sniped the Courier, right after they lost the previous fight where they lost the Aegis on the Spectre. And now they pinged that same ward spot again. Yep, they definitely have vision here, so they didn't want to check if there was a ward. They just pinged and said that there's probably vision here, and now
Radiant's
Palos
bottom
dies on that
tower
same
is
spot.
under attack.
That is very painful.
It's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, a bit back and forth as well. Like first it was Timber dying solo, and then now it's Gyro. I feel like those are the times where Aurora really want to
Dire's
take a step
middle
forward
tower
in terms
is
of this
under
game.
attack.
Because they were having a pretty solid 5k goal lead.
They rapidly went straight
a bet?
for the Tormentor,
He's
recognizing
so low.
that Talon is going to be coming right their way. And Abed, I don't think he's got a way out of this one. Nice stun from Q. Is it going to be enough, though? And looks like Puck is able to escape. Abed is out. Jabs is in. Ollie will catch Mikoto. Mikoto has the BKB up, but he is not surviving this overwhelming amount of damage. And now Aurora is on the chase. Puck coming straight back to action. I have to say, this is quite amazing that Aurora first take a Tormentor. They're so low on HP, almost lose their Puck, only to have the Puck re-engage and join the team for 2 kills. This is
At
wild.
this point, you have to ask, right? Isn't this like a Abed show already?
It certainly
biggest
has
reason
to be,
they were-
right?
They were able to get those 2 kills because Abed
Uh,
somehow gave them a force of hope, thinking that you might be able to kill me this time. I'm sitting at 20% HP, and he magically gets out, and then he comes back to seal the deal on the Phoenix. So, damn, this game has truly been back and forth.
It has. Oh, Puck is again deciding to go in. Does have to use the Yules against the Orchid. Q is also
Q?
in a bit of trouble. Does have to go Scepter. Gyro ulti is going to be a bit of a miss. SWS trying to push themselves to safety, but this mag will be taken down. That's 2 heroes out from the side of Talon. Oh, sorry, 1 from this engagement. It was the DK that was respawning from the previous engagement. But Aurora continues to build a net worth lead, despite sometimes losing heroes, but they also find some pretty big ones in return.
Yeah, I do feel like we are kind of missing something from Talon's side, which is maybe the teamfight aspect of them, right? So far we haven't seen them really making use of RP and Egg. We are seeing them playing the Spectre game where you want to scatter around and just find solo pickoffs with the Spectre, but doing that kind of gives away your strength as that you do have pretty good team fight, and we haven't seen them use it. Like, when's the last
Do you
time
think
we
they
seen
should change?
coming out from Talon?
Do you think they should change maybe to the point where they pop an aggressive egg and then defend it with an RP?
Yeah, they could do so. It's definitely a play that they can do. But whether or not it's gonna turn out well, I'm not sure, because the PKBs are now up on Aurora side, and they are a lot tankier, a lot more survivable than 5 minutes ago. Or 10 minutes ago even. So I think that picture is gonna come when both teams are starting to contest second Roshan. So the second Rosh is gonna be what both teams are playing for right now. Just look at the items that Aurora's cores are able to get. Lincolns on Jabs, Octarine completed, Lincoln completed on Puck. So if you're not able to kill the Puck just now with 20% HP, how are you going to kill him now? It's not going to be easy anymore.
And also
They
with
need
the
picture
double
perfect
psychic headbands
execution.
as well for the Puck and the Lich.
Oh yeah.
They've got some really nice extra cast range to go along with that. But we are getting to the point where just a couple more minutes and we have our tier 4s up.
Roshan is up, by the way, but he's moving house right now, so really good heads up play coming for Aurora. They're already here, so they will have complete control of the Roshan pit. Compared to Talon, this is very awkward. Like, do you want to take the gate? Do you want to mass TP? How do you relocate from bottom to top right now? Might not be able to do so, so might be a free Roshan here from Aurora.
You definitely can't cross the map. That is for sure. You cannot cross the map, so it's like they're just establishing control over the Radiant side jungle while Aurora finish off Roshan. They pick up the banner. That is straight to pushing waves out. Or Aurora start looking for those last tier 2 towers.
Yeah,
Aggressive posturing still by Talon. I think this is what you were talking about as well before, that let's fight on our terms. They can fight under their own vision, despite being handicapped. But it looks like they have been able to group everybody up, and now Timbersaw with a quick D-ward. Can WS find, can Jabs find a target? They have all regrouped and disengaged. Aurora won't get the fight that they probably were looking for. Oh, this is a jump onto the gyrocopter by the looks of it. BKB's already popped as well, and they will skewer Palos on the cliff. WS will TP away. They're trying to kill Palos here and drop him with that Aegis. Can they kill him though? Mikoto also has to TP home, and Palos will TP out as well. So it's Cuckoo and Ollie who pay the price.
The 2 position 5s. Okay. I mean, that's kind of a whatever kill from both sides, to be honest. Doesn't really affect the macro situation of the game. But it is unfortunate. I feel like this could always be a play for WS, right? Just to cleave the gyro. He doesn't have Frost Staff. I don't think anyone has a Frost Staff on Aurora side, so if you are able to do that, isolate the gyro, that could be a play for a team.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Also, going high ground is never easy against Magnus. And also Phoenix.
Dire's middle tower
So,
has
Aurora,
fallen.
let's see how they want to approach these high grounds in Aurora here.
Radiant's
Yeah, that's what I always tell my team. We got good high ground.
Dire's
We're losing 30k gold. Yeah, we got good high ground. We got Magnus.
Someone gotta bring in the hope, right? Even though you don't believe in yourself, you gotta act like, alright guys, we got this. You have to believe it.
Yeah, and you gotta make yourself believe in it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's what charisma does. Gotta make him believe what you're saying. Mass TP's top. I think they spied a little Tusk.
Radiant's top tower is under
Won't they
attack.
be able to catch him though? At least they got a little D-ward. Carrying that gem. Aurora's still sticking around here with 3 heroes, despite their TP spurnt on the Lion and the Puck. At least the Puck can now play slightly more aggressive on the map because he has the duels, right? So the Spectre doesn't really have an easy time killing him. can see from Abed's posture, like, he doesn't really mind cutting creep waves right behind the enemy lines. I mean, we just did a bit of dancing there with WS.
Is under attack.
Yeah, you might have to pull out a very sneaky RP on the pot to be able to kill him, because that's the only thing that bypass Lincoln's. And then after that, you have to chain stun him pretty well.
Predict his trajectory and skewer right into him. I think you need to come up with something completely like out of the book.
Yeah, I feel like the better bet is probably on Gyrocopter. Like, wait for his Aegis to expire, and the moment it expires, you jump on them.
Stream. Can they get anybody here? Palos, at least he's slowed by the Fire Spirit, so Cuckoo is doing as much as he can to buy seconds off the clock. Sacrificing maybe a Spectre Courier. Who's diving head first into Aurora. Goes for a bit of a detour. Also, the Roche banner is placed down, so it does look like a lane of Rax is falling. You still have 40 seconds on that Aegis, but they're going to jump straight to the back line. Force the ult off of the Phoenix. Cuckoo has to Icarus dive himself back to a more defensive position. Abed still hammering down in the front line. They cleaned up the lane of Rax. Palos was hitting buildings at the same time, so a lane secured, Aegis intact, everybody alive.
That was done really clean from Aurora. I think both Timbersaw and Puck understands that they are in a position where it's so hard for them to die even though they take some stuns. So they were just like trying to be in front of the Gyrocopter in case the Gyro gets skewered back into tier 4s. So really good poke coming out from the other two cores from Aurora. Understanding what their role is, understanding what their job is in this high ground push.
Well, we got a Butterfly now up on the Spectre, so he's pretty much 6 slotted. Can still remove the boots to pick up something. Maybe that movement speed slow, maybe the potential nullifier of such.
Our nullifier should be very good for shoot.
Well, that's a Tusk. Not a whole lot of finger stacks picked up for Q this game, so that Lion Finger is not quite enough to delete him. Has the help of Palos for it, though. Oh, he's got 5.
There's still one play that we haven't mentioned yet, which is Tusk is eyeing up and Aghanim. So he does have BKB Aghanim. If he gets to that point, he already has a BKB built up already. So that might be one of the plays that they can make. Just kick back Gyro, RP him into Fountain. That is not impossible in this game.
Not a bad idea at all.
They have to get to that point though. Do they have time?
There's the RP, they go straight for it, but the coil is there to interrupt the skewer play, and they all stack each other's on top of Palos, make sure that Gyrocopter is history. And that keeps even the Magnus alive, so that is a 4v5 engagement, and Aurora, well, last time you had the Aegis, this time you do not get a second chance.
And the biggest difference between this high ground siege and the last one was that the previous one, both Timber and Puck were in, and this time they are not. So I think that tells you like the formula of how to make this high ground work for this game. And the moment that Talons found that okay, their 2 cores are not poking us, this is our go time, and they're just sending it. Especially with the Butterfly from Sector BKB as well. So they definitely have what it takes to bring down Gyro in the span of the RP.
It's just so much damage, and I like the fact that they were all kind of just stacking up with their BKBs on, right on top of the Gyrocopter. Even if the Lich could still click on portraits on the Gyro to cast some spells, but it makes that moment of hecticness, because it's like you don't actually see how bad is this Gyrocopter doing when you got 3 really big models on top of the hero.
I did not even get to see his HP bar at all.
Yep, me neither. I was like, is he alive or is he not? But they got the job done. I mean, if somebody gets mugged in an alley, you don't regularly talk about it.
That's true. Alright, things are gonna only get harder for Palos right now. Refresher Orb done on Magnus, and Aghanim is also done on Tusk. So we might see some alley-oop here coming out from Talon. For Aurora they might have to have a change of plan here. Going straight up to high ground might not cut it anymore.
Yeah, try to force a mistake on the map with only one lane of racks secured can be a difficult job. I think that's what you're going to have to strive forward to. They have been really rapid with their movements on the map. They've been responding very well to Talon. And Talon has also been reading Aurora's movements pretty well, so I think it's only... time will tell when a mistake will happen. And does it happen right away with the Magnus nearby? They saw the gem cast animation, so that gives away Aurora's position. They'll be able to get the D-ward and move themselves onward. Roshan is also up. He will move to the north side of the map in 30 seconds unless they're able to clean him up now.
Alright, Talon.
And Bloodthorn is now also ready on Spectre.
You didn't know about this roast, I'm just wondering. Because it's the second time they're gonna lose this roast. But I guess they're fine with it because they know that their high ground defense are strong. So I like this move, honestly. They're fighting on their own terms, right? They're like, alright, Aurora, come to our high ground. I challenge you here. I don't want to challenge you outside of my high ground. So I do like that decision making.
Yeah, the true honorable challenge.
And then now Aurora is gonna be like, alright guys, we have Aegis. How do we go high ground? That's what they need to think. Because Gyro can easily just die twice in a row to refresher RP.
You also got double refresher coil. So
Is Mark 25 yet? If he's 25, that's a pretty huge deal.
Yeah, fuck
yes, he's
26.
25.
Yep, absolutely. There we go. Dream Coil pierces debuff immunity. That's all we need.
I
So
think
you can RP all you want, but you're not moving our gyro.
Yeah, exactly. Unless you get a puck, which is very unlikely. So you may want to let Tussle start the job first. BKB jump in, kick the gyro back, and then RP into Fountain. That is very, very possible right now with the amount of items they have.
I think what Talon are also looking for might be a backstab. Like, as long as they have that walrus kick, they can still isolate and remove the gyrocopter from the equation for a couple seconds if it gives them a chance to RP maybe the puck and kill him. But I do think you have to look at removing this gyrocopter. So you still have to face his damage, even if you kill the puck before. And it might not be even worth when the opponent starts to send in their buybacks. I do think Talon has to kind of win this in a clean sweep, because if they use all of their ultis, they use all their refreshers, Aurora could, with buybacks, just, you know, kind of end the game.
Yeah, that is very true.
I feel like it feels like that kind of game.
Yeah, buybacks are definitely very good into this like very ulti-dependent lineups, especially refresher up. On the side of Aurora, they are not that BKB and ultimate dependent at all compared to Talon. So, very good idea there. It's just that using the buybacks are always a little bit of a harder decision making. You really gotta commit to it.
WS is deep. Oli, Palos. Right nearby. Jabs, he can almost smell the Magnus! And that is WS gone. He does have a buyback, but this could just be the invitation for Palos to enter the high ground. Dragon Form is also used, so Talon will look to fight this. They got Abed's Lincolns popped already. And there's the Tusk. He tried to isolate the Lich. He kicked Ollie instead. And Magnus coming in with a buyback. And Tusk dead. Ollie dead as well. There's the RP. It's a big one in the back. Can they get the damage in time, though? Another RP. They need to clean them up, and they will by the looks of it. The Aegis is out. Jabs. He's going to be moving himself to the tree line, and Palos and Abed, they are returning back into the fray. And Talon will lose Natsumi. They will lose Mikoto by the looks of it. And they push them to the fountain. And Aurora, just like that. It looks like a moment Talon could have this in the bag, to at least defensively. But in the end, it looks like Aurora is the one to claim victory.
That was beautiful spell usage. Unfortunately, Aurora's chorus, they are just way too big. Puck and Timber, they are way too big to deal with. Like, it's not it's not a Gyro versus the Whir anymore. It's like Gyro is just there, kind of as a decoy, and then Team Berserk and Pug are actually doing the hard work. They are the ones dishing out damage, they are the ones surviving all these big ultimates, and then be the one that cleans up the fight.